Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about last night's episode of the Vampire Diaries. I guess the big news, I know the big news of this episode is that Catherine Pierce is dead. I mean, like, can you believe it? I was really surprised, you guys, because I didn't actually think that they were really gonna kill her. And even though she sucks, because let's all remember all of the crappy stuff that Catherine's ever done, even though she sucks, I still felt kind of bad, and I was kind of sad to see her go. So after the cliffhanger last week, right, Stefan figures out that Elena is not Elena, but that she's Catherine, and then, of course, he tells everyone, and it turns out that everyone's not all that great at keeping secrets. So pretty quickly, Catherine figures out that everyone else knows that she's not Elena. Meanwhile, Nadia is still dying. Catherine ends up bringing in Dr. Maxfield to try to get him to, like, do some experiment to try to save her, because, of course, the only real cure for the werewolf bite is Klaus, and Klaus is in New Orleans, and so Klaus cannot help Catherine, nor would he really. I must say, that's another reason why I'm a little sad, because wouldn't it have been really cool to see Catherine on the originals? That would have been really, really good. Let's talk about Bonnie and Jeremy for just a hot second. I was just excited to see Bonnie, because you guys know I love her, and she's just should be on every single episode. It was really funny, right? Because at one point they had to go convince that witch girl, whose name I can't remember, they had to convince her to try to do a locator spell so they could find Catherine, and you get that this girl is, like, attracted to Jeremy. It was just really funny, though, as she, like, pretty much, like, hit on Jeremy while Bonnie just stood there, and I guess we'll kind of see if that develops into anything. Also, let's talk about Tyler, not because I want to, but because we have to. You guys know that I really can't stand him, but he, of course, is the dummy who manages to let Damon go free. Luckily, Damon doesn't want to kill anyone but Dr. Maxfield, who ends up dead by the end of the episode. Let's talk about Nadia's death scene as well, you guys, right? So, at one point, when the gang realizes that Catherine knows that they know, they decide to basically make her come to them. And so, they steal Nadia, who of course is dying, so she can't really put up a struggle, and Catherine ends up having to come back to the house to say goodbye to her daughter. And that whole scene was awful. It was just sad as you get that Nadia basically lived her whole life running after her mother, trying to find her, trying to figure out why her mother left her, and trying to really kind of make this connection with her mom. And it was really sad as you finally kind of saw the two of them do that. And to be kind of deep for a second, you really got, you know, that Catherine kind of saw, you know, who she was and what she had done through what she had done to her daughter, which was just kind of sad. Then there's that moment after Nadia dies when Catherine looks up and realizes that everyone's there. She knows that someone's gonna stab her with the, like, magic traveler knife, and she's just trying to figure out who it is. And it was kind of funny as one by one she kind of went and said her Catherine Pierce goodbye to each of them. And in the end, it was Stefan who ends up stabbing her, which was kind of poetic if you think about it. Catherine, of course, does not go down without a fight. It turns out that the very last thing she did before she came to the house to say goodbye to Nadia was that she stumbled into Dr. Maxfield's lab. She realizes that he's dead because Damon has killed him, but she does find one last needle of this virus that Dr. Maxfield made. And it turns out that he, like, amped it up by using Tyler's werewolf venom. So she injects herself / Elena with whatever's in this needle, and then she goes off to say goodbye. So when Stefan stabs her and she dies, you know, we get that Elena's gonna wake up eventually, but what's gonna be up with Elena when she finally does wake up? The kicker scene at the end too, you guys, was when Catherine is at the church with Bonnie. She's waiting to cross over to the other side, but she can't, you know, there's this weird thing going on. She kind of confesses to Bonnie, right? She does that whole, like, villain monologue where they kind of explain all of the dastardly things they've done. And after she's done, she's kind of like, if I can't have Stefan, no one can. Whatever. And then she decides, okay, I'm ready to cross over, but nothing happens. And then I'm thinking she got sucked into, like, supernatural hell, right? Because it was like the wind started blowing and it got dark and she was, like, getting sucked out of the room. I mean, it was kind of creepy. It was a crazy episode. I will say that I'm still a little confused about what exactly is gonna happen to Elena when she wakes up. Like, is she gonna be like Damon? Is she gonna want to feed off of other vampires? Or is it gonna be even more than that? Is she gonna die, right? Because this new serum has werewolf venom in it. So I'm just confused about that. I'm not quite sure what's gonna happen next week, but I'm definitely excited to kind of find out. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.